People are still talking about a housing crash. Why? There's a higher likelihood of us going into a global thermonuclear war than a housing crash in the United States. So let's get into it. I have some fun graphs and numbers and charts to help support everything that I'm talking about and to show you why now might be one of the best opportunities to purchase a home, maybe for the next 20, 30 years potentially. I know interest rates are a little bit higher. They are on their way down. They're working on it. But as interest rates for mortgages get to a lower percentage, that is just going to cause home prices to go even higher, and it's going to get even more expensive. So let's talk about some math. Let's get right into it. This is the first slide here that I want to show you. The S&P Case-Shiller U.S. National House Price Index. Good God, that's hard to say. This chart goes back 60 years, all the way back to the 1960s, and I'm showing you this because a lot of people still confuse the housing crash that happened in '08 as the most recent recession, and that the recession caused that crash. Well, that's straight up false. In fact, again, looking back 60 years on this, these little gray lines are the recessions. Out of 9 recessions in the past 60 years, 8 out of 9 of those recessions, home values went up. That's right. There was one anomaly, and that was the crash of '07 and '08. The recession did not cause the crash. It was the other way around. The crash caused the recession. You see that little down tick before it went up and then it went way down? That was the crash, and then it just... We all know what happened. Let's talk about 2006 and 2007, why it was such a crazy time and why there was a housing crash. I myself personally was not in mortgage lending. I didn't get licensed till 2014. Talking to some of the older dudes that have been in the business, they were saying it was nuts. Like literally anybody could get a loan. You didn't even have to have a pulse. Some people were filling out fake applications and getting them approved. Like that's how rapid anybody could get a mortgage loan back then. Let's look at some of this information and it'll explain it a little bit better. The blue is household formations. The yellow is home completions. Now, what is a household formation? A new household being formed. Maybe somebody in their mid-20s, parents finally decided to kick them out of their house and now they need to go find their own place to live. That is a new household formation. That represents an individual or somebody that needs to get into a home. This may not even be purchasing a home. This could just be renting a home. Completions are actual homes being built. The builders building a home, completing it, ready to sell it. It's a house ready to go. What is the massive difference that you notice right out the gates from the 2006, 2007 timeframe compared to today? We have household formations at an all-time low. There weren't enough people needing to purchase homes. But on the flip side, the most completions in history were done, which means more homes ever been available that have ever been built in a single year were built that year. When we have this much of something and there's only this many people that want that something, what happens to this price? It goes down. Absolutely. That's how supply and demand works. When there's a shit ton of something and not very many people want it and it's already expensive, in order to sell it, they're gonna have to keep pushing those prices down. If you've ever seen the movie The Big Short, it explains it really, really well about why the crash happened. Let's compare it to today. So let's compare. We had not very many household formations, a shit ton of completions, and today, guess what? It's the exact opposite. We still don't have all the data for the year yet for 2023, but we do know that household formations are currently exceeding the amount of available homes that are being built. That's not even what's available to buy. I'm just talking about what's being built. They're not building enough, and a lot of people need houses. So to really understand this concept, we got to go even further back in history. So if you look at the 2007, what caused the household formations to be at such a drastically low time frame? When you're 33 years old, statistically across the nation is about when someone buys their very first home. So let's look 33 years back from 2007, back to 1973. These are the amount of births in the United States. They dropped significantly in 1973. Anybody know why? This is just a stat, this is real. Pretty common knowledge that in 1973 is when abortions were legalized. I'm not saying I'm on one side of the issue or the other, I'm just saying that is what happened in 1973. And because of that, it looks like there were a lot less people being born. Something to think about. We know that there was a massive drop in household formations, less births from 33 years prior compared to 2007. Let's look at that graph again, but now comparing our time frame. 33-year-olds today would have been born in 1990. A massive uptick in the amount of people being born. More births in the United States. We had a pretty significant significant year in 1990. It was one of the highest it's been. Slight drop and then right back up. We're looking 33 years back. It's been pretty significant, which means there's more people. More people comes more demand. More household formations mean they need houses to live in, right? You with me so far? 2008, another thing that was very popular were people purchasing homes either to flip or to rent. A lot of people got into the rental game those years. In fact, you probably know somebody who lost their shit in '08 because they owned too many rental properties and they had to sell them at a massive loss or go into foreclosure. Now, let's look at as to why. This is the vacancy report. So vacancy is an empty house. This could be rentals, this is homeowners. Vacancy, or people not living in homes, was at an all-time high between 2006 and 2010. All-time high, look at it, like just massively, massively higher. Where are we at today? We're actually at a historical low, the lowest it's ever been, which means the homes that are available, the homes that are out there, for the most part, people are living in them. Let's keep it going. Let's look at this existing home inventory from 1999 to 2023, which is this year. So if you look at 2007, the amount of available homes for purchase, 4 million homes were available for sale in '07. Where are we at today in 2023? Just over 1 million. So literally a fourth of the available homes are listed for sale right now. But you know what? I'm gonna pick that apart even deeper. Even deeper, we're gonna look at this. Because guess what? Of those 1 million homes that are available for sale right now, this number's crazy. 466,000 of them are already under contract, which means you can't buy those houses because someone else is already in the process of buying them. 1 million homes, and almost half of them are already under contract with people buying them. That leaves 614,000 homes in the entire United States of America in 2023, when we have an all-time high in population. It shows you everything you need to know when it comes to housing and where we can expect it to go. Let's compare that number of 600,000 that are available to purchase over the last, let's just go back to 2017. Massive dip. As you can see, very consistent wave. The reason why it's in the waves is because every year during the summertime, there's a massive uptick when people sell their homes, and then it slows down in the wintertime. This happens every year. That's why the graph goes like this, like a wave. One of the most consistent graphs I've ever seen. Again, this only goes back to 2017. Pull up one for like 10 years, it's literally like this. Let's look at the record for housing, right? Let's go back 80 years. Let's go back to 1941 till now. You know how many times housing has increased since 1941, since the value of homes have gone up year over year? 73 times in the past 80 years. 73 out of 80. Do you know how many times they've gone down? 7 times in the last 80 years. And then 1 year where they were flat. Don't bet against the champs. 73 years of appreciation in the past 80. That's wild. At our current situation, right? Right now, prices went sky high from 2020 to 2021. And we all know why. I was in the mortgage business. I was loving it because I made a shit ton of money, but interest rates were stupid low. So everybody wanted to buy. So what did that cause? It caused a frenzy, and it caused housing to just blow up with appreciation. So because it's blown up so much, now everyone's saying it's gonna crash, right? Because whatever goes up must come down. No, not with housing. There's been just literally 2 instances in the last 80 years where this has happened. And we all know that one of them was kind of an anomaly because of the ridiculous lending practices that were out there, coupled with too many homes, not enough people to buy them. Everything points to why that year was such a weird time frame and how we're nothing like that right now. So what I wanna do is I wanna look back all the way to 1943 through 1947, well before I was alive or even a thought. Compounding values over that time frame, 118%, which means if you would have bought a home in 1943, by the time you hit 1948, it would have gone up 118% in value. You think they went back down after that? How many years do you think total we saw appreciation in that time frame? 43 straight years before home values went down. 43 years. That's a long time. I'm not even 43 years old. If you would have been one of those jackasses in the 1940s saying, I want to wait for home prices to crash, you would have had to wait 43 years for that to happen. When they finally did, they only dropped by 1%. And then they stayed flat the next year. And then we saw 14 consecutive years of positive value increasing in home value. That is wild. But everybody loves to focus on 2007, 2008, right? But no, that's not where we are. So Don't wait the next 30 years for home prices to drop. They're not dropping. Do you understand what would have to happen in our world for home prices to drop? All of these things would have to change. We would have to all of a sudden have a massive uptick in available homes, nobody wanting to buy or live in a home. Like, again, it's just wild to me how people think that there might be a crash. So we're just diving deeper into it. So again, here you can see in this graph, for that time frame between 2007 and 2011, we saw a decrease in home values because, again, inventory was really, really high. There was too many homes, so they just started putting everything for sale. And obviously massive foreclosures, all kinds of different stuff. Watch The Big Short. If you have not seen The Big Short, just stop this right now and just go watch it and then come back and finish it because it's such a good movie. The time frame between 2007 and 2011 during the crash was a wild time. Take it from me, someone who purchased a home during the downtick. Man, I've gotten really lucky. I got really lucky when I bought that house, but it also decreased in value for the next 3 years. And then I saw a massive not a massive uptick, but I saw a pretty decent uptick after that. We're in that market right now. Not quite as bad. We're either at the bottom or it's already bottomed out and it's on its way back up. So the time frame to purchase a home is now, because it's just going to get more expensive. I know interest rates are higher. I have another video that explains mathematically why it makes sense to purchase instead of to wait. You can check that one out later. So let's look at another little graph here. This is our current year. Home prices are already turning higher from January through April of this current year. We've got stats from Case-Shiller, FHFA, CoreLogic, Black Knight, Zillow, basically all the people that have the data that understand housing. Their numbers are all very similar, but they're slightly off. So that's why I like to share everybody's, because I want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. We're going to look at all the real numbers. So in January, 3 out of the 5 reported negative values for the month, but then all 5 posted positive. March, even more, and April, even more. The writing is right there on the wall. The home prices have cooled down. They've pretty much hit their floor. They're on their way back up. Do not miss out on this opportunity. If you're able to purchase a home, and if you're not, talk with me. Let's get a conversation going. Let's figure out what it can take to get you eligible to purchase a home. Because if you can get in now, 5 years from now, let's say we have another 118% uptick in home values. What could that do for your life? What could that do for your finances, for your family? And again, we're not talking about a small number. We're talking about if you buy something for $500,000, ends up becoming $1 million 5 years later. What other investment is there like that? Especially when you can purchase it using a program using down payment assistance or zero down, very little money out of pocket. What other investment opportunities are out there? And this is how you build wealth. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Don't be like the jackass wearing the football helmet.
I'm waiting for the market to crash.
Because at this point, unless the data changes, there's not gonna be a crash. So it's time to wake up, people. Let's make a cocktail. It's been a while since I've done the mixology and mortgages, beating it up a little bit, but let's make a drink. Before we do that, if you would like more information on this, within the description of this video is the link to my website. From there, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. If you're ready to apply, awesome, let's get it going. If you have a quick question, you can book a consultation. We can spend 10 to 15 minutes talking about your situation. Or if you're not quite ready and you're just still kicking the tires a little bit, request my free PDF guide for first-time home buyers. It's packed with tons of great information that can help you educate yourself more on the home buying process, all the questions that you might have. If you don't feel comfortable to call me yet, I'll email it to you automatically, won't spam you, it won't blow you up or anything like that. I'm just here to help you, educate you, and show you what it can take to purchase a home and why it will help you better your life financially. Let's make a cocktail. Gonna make a cocktail. This cocktail is perfect because we just got done talking about why there's not gonna be a mortgage crash. The video didn't wake you up, this cocktail will do it. We're gonna make an espresso martini. We're gonna do a little bit different because most espresso martinis are made with like vodka, and I do have a little bit of vodka, but this one is gonna be tequila based mostly. This is gonna be a shaken cocktail. We're going to start with tequila. Tequila for an espresso martini? Damn right. I don't know why I have such a large bottle of the Patron tequila, but we're gonna do 1 ounce of this stuff. I'm gonna knock that over on purpose. We use any sort of tequila, but Patron's one of the best out there. Then we have this vanilla vodka. I had a neighbor gift this to me. I have no idea when I'm actually ever going to drink this, so I thought it would be good in an espresso martini. So we're gonna add 1 ounce of the vanilla vodka with the Patron. Ugh. Whoa, yeah, that's vanilla vodka. All right, that smells like rubbing alcohol, chilling with some home air freshener. I don't know what's going on. And then we're gonna do a 1/2 ounce of this Patron coffee liqueur. Again, you can use any sort of coffee liqueur, but Patron's where it's at. So just a 1/2 ounce of this bad boy. Get a little bit of coffee. And then the real deal, brewed this bad boy fresh from my espresso machine upstairs, tossed in the fridge so it's not gonna melt all the ice. We're gonna pull a full ounce of that, 1 shot of espresso. Add some Mexican chocolate bitters. 1, 2. A little more chocolatey goodness in there. And then we have our rich simple syrup, which is 1 part sugar, 1 part water. We're gonna do just 1/4 ounce of this, not a lot. I don't like super sweet coffee, so I don't want a super sweet espresso martini. Now we can get this and our ice and shake it up. Espresso martini. Oh my God, I can already smell it. You have to tap it like that every time, otherwise the drink just doesn't come out correct. Oh, look at that, just frothy, delicious goodness. Shit, that smells good. We're gonna add our little espresso beans. I don't have one of those like special tweezers, so I'm just using my little ice guy here. Put one there, one there. Come here, coffee bean. Damn it. All right, whatever. We got our 3 coffee beans, because you're supposed to garnish it with the coffee, and there you have it, the espresso martini. Man, that's beautiful, look at that. Like Mexican chocolate. What should we call it? Mexican chocolate espresso martini? I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure it's gonna be delicious. So cheers and enjoy.